Hello, hyper people of the internet, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to showcase the major changes for Project Weplar version 0.7.4. Now, before we obviously get into the showcase, I just want to thank some anonymous users on Reddit and people who've been providing feedback uh, through Google Play and TestFlight on iOS. So thank you to all those people who've provided feedback. Even anything that's really small, like a change in the UI and stuff that have been recommended, really helps a lot. So thank you to those people who've provided the feedback. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the showcase. So this is version 0.7.4. Let's go into the test area to see where the main changes are, because this is where we're going to do all our testing. And so what I just want to say, the major changes with this version, I have implemented player affinities. And now you may be asking, what are affinities? Now, this was a scrapped feature for my previous project, Project Eris. And if you want to think of affinities, it's the name I give for, let's say, think of affinities as subclasses, right? Player subclasses. And I've kept it really simple this time round for Project Weplar. With Project Eris, I wanted these skill trees and all these complex mechanics that these subclasses offered, but affinities, what they offer for your character, for the player, is basically right now just a passive ability. So abilities that are constantly running in the background, and a super ability that you can cast. Now there's two types of super abilities. There's one-off super abilities where you just cast them and they then you have to wait. One-off super abilities where you cast them and they consume 100% of your super energy. So that's another thing that you'll see here. Let me just first get the weapons, and I obviously should have done this first thing, but you'll see a box, or there's a box that you can interact with, this yellow box. It's new, right? So if you interact with it, you'll pick up an affinity, or you'll be granted an affinity. And the way you can view the information with your affinity is if you go into character menu. So I appreciate that the look of this has changed quite a bit, obviously, to accommodate the new feature. And straight away, what you'll see is there's an icon at the top, and this is basically your affinity, right? If you click on the icon at the top, you'll go into the inspector where you can view information about your affinity. Now, as I was saying before, affinities are subclasses, and they offer your player passive abilities, which are basically abilities that run constantly in the background, and super abilities where you can cast them. And as I was continuing from what I was saying before, super abilities, there's two types. One-off supers, where you cast them and they consume 100% of your super energy, and there are roaming supers. So you cast them and these slowly deplete your super energy over time. Now, for the purposes of this showcase, or this version, I've only given you one super, or one affinity to play around with, and that's the Berserker affinity. You've got some basic information here, like the icon, title, the description, and some information about your passive ability and super ability. And you can go ahead and read it here, but I mean, I just want to show you how this works, okay? So obviously what you've got is our passive ability that you saw gives us, from what it says, 2.5 health every 0.5 seconds. That's basically faster health regeneration, and we've got increased movement speed. So I should have really compared the before and after, but our character is basically moving 15% faster. Might not look like a lot, but I don't want to make it too overpowered. So we've got that, and if we spawn in a combatant here to test the faster health regeneration, we can see that we're attacked, and we've got our health bar there at the top left. You can see our health regenerating straight away. So there you go. that's the passive ability working. Obviously not too complex, but I just wanted to showcase what the passive ability can be capable of. Right, so now we've obviously covered that. We've got the super ability. What does that do? So obviously upon picking up the Berserker Infinity, you will be granted the passive and the super ability, and you're able to cast the super ability. Now, if you see next to our weapon joystick here, where we aim with this joystick, we've got a button that lets us cast our super ability. So if we go ahead and just press that right now, we are now in our super ability, and obviously you can see that's depicted by the green circle here on the right, or the carry one slot. So that means our super is active, and you know, I've gone through the effort to add VFX for this super ability because I realized in testing, if I don't add any like visual effects, I can't really convey what's going on in the super ability to the player. But yeah, you can see that the super ability has ended. Obviously, the icon on the right will go, but let's just cast it again, and you'll straight away be able to see that our super icon or our super ability button has a yellow border, and that is slowly, you know, running out, and that's basically your super energy, right? So if we wait for it to run out completely, there we go, our super ends, and it starts to refill. Now the cooldown for this super ability is very quick, so that's why we were able to cast it very quickly. But you get the gist. The yellow border on your super ability is your super energy, and it controls, you know, whether you can. If you have a full amount of super energy, then you can cast your super ability, and if you have a less than full, then you can't really cast your super ability. But here we go. Let's cast it again. So this is the Rampant Fury super ability, and in the description it says, you know, we've got some ways we can perform some attacks, like a shoulder bash and a meteor fall, and we can actually use the weapon joystick to perform those attacks. Let's just wait for it to run out again, and then we'll cast it. But there you go. So if we just press it, we can do a shoulder bash, and if we hold the weapon joystick, we can do a meteor fall. And you know, VFX might look over the top, but it's working. And so what these I'll cast it again. We'll do the shoulder bash, and it does what it says, a shoulder bash. Now there you go. You can like charge into your enemies, and you dash forward a bit. I should test it against some enemies actually. Yeah, it one-shots those guys. And then we've got Meteor Fall. And this creates a big like AoE explosion on impact, and then it leaves like an area of effect that ticks over time, or it damages over time. So there you go. It's denoted by the lava on the floor, or what have you. So if I just spawn a bunch of enemies, whoops, I need to cast my super ability again. You've got them, they're all gone. There we go, it damages them over time. So there we go. Let's cast it again. So yeah, that's pretty much. I was planning to obviously show like have the option between two, right? So I was gonna add another affinity, just to showcase some variety, but I needed to release this version quickly just to get the features tested out. But that is the main changes for this version, the main feature that I wanted to showcase for this version. Would really appreciate if you could go in and test this out yourself. You know, provide some feedback. Let me know what you guys think about the affinities. Do you like them? Do you not? How can they be improved? Any quality of life changes that you'd want to see. Would really appreciate any feedback. So I think I'll leave it there. Version is available to publicly test out on TestFlight now and Google Play Console. You should, if you're signed up to the test, you should get a notification that a new version's out, and then you can install it. But yeah, that's all the changes that I wanted to showcase, and appreciate you playtesting this. And I'm going to stop blabbing. This is Mr. Hyper signing up.